Alright, we're pulling up our notes. Awesome, we've got our notes now. Now we can't lose. Can't lose. Erasmus was hiding the flowers. I would apologize to Kanja, but it's kind of the point. Glad you've been enjoying the randomizer. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, you get to see this from start to finish. See what all this nonsense is about. So yeah, this is the 5th game in the Quest for Glory series. I'll explain this for Phi, and I guess anybody else who happens to be watching it for some reason doesn't know what this game is. It's the 5th game in the Quest for Glory series. Each game you're trying to be a hero of some particular region. Here we are trying to be a hero of Silmaria. They've been having some problems. Their king got assassinated. So they're in search of a new king. And that's what the Rites of Rulership are for. So we are going to enter the Rites of Rulership. In order to do that, though, we need money. You start with 700 drachmas, and you need 1,000. So we can go to this resident wizard, sell him some of the spells that we know. That gets us up to 1,100, which is exactly enough to enter the Rites of Rulership, and to buy the magic magnets that we need, which are kind of a teleport item, which we will set up later. We have entered the Rites of Rulership. And very quickly we're going to get into our first exploit. Yeah, Phi, because you came in the tail end of that run, you didn't get to see the major exploits, I don't think. We're going to be very rude. So now if you're wondering why the guard was so angry at us, that's why. Did I save? I did. And enough of that here. We're just going to start again. Now we're setting up an exploit here. The way that this exploit works is that there's a way to trigger a random encounter. I'll call that eat again. So I'm going to rest, trigger a random encounter. It takes a couple seconds before it actually triggers. And in that time, we load our other save, and we leave. It's great. It's fantastic. You know, I'm going to focus on this for a bit. I'll let somebody in chat explain how that worked. But basically, we triggered an encounter in one save, brought it over to another save, and when you leave the encounter map, I guess I'm explaining it now. When you leave the encounter map, it takes you back to the world map where you were, but we didn't enter that that encounter from the world map in that save. So it returns us to a location that we think is the origin on the map. Not sure. We're going to do it again. So this is kind of just a quick way to teleport us back to the world map. It's very convenient. We're going to do a second glitch here. This is tentatively going to be called Northwest Passage. If you load a save, and we screwed it up, we're just gonna do that again. If you load a save and that save is on the world map, for some reason you move like this. You can only move north and west, but you move up quite a bit faster. So that's nice. But it only works for that particular instance. If you load another game, or you enter and leave the world map, you trigger a random encounter, any of those things stops the glitch. So it's only when you kill the game, restart, and load a save that's on the world map. It's a very strange bug. And so there are a handful of places where it's efficient enough that the extra time that you lose by restarting the game is made up for by that glitch. So we needed some Pegasus feathers. A number of the rites later on in the game require us to collect just a number of key items. And one of those is Pegasus feathers. I'm going to yeet again because we don't want to have to run all the way back. And now because we're going south, unfortunately, we can't take advantage of Northwest Passage, so we just have to hoof it the slow way. Another item over here we need to collect. It's the beeswax. It's conveniently on the way. Now we're going to go to the inn. This is where we deposit one of the magic magnets. This is what's going to let us teleport back into town rather quickly. I forgot to blank. We're going to do that. There we go. So we need to check into our room, drop off a magnet, and then we can teleport back here whenever we want to. And that's what we'll be doing most of the time over the exploit that yeets us onto the world map. We also need these sheets. Just need some sheets. Oh, let's just wait. We still want open. We still want open. That's going to be there. And we want frostbite. Okay. Frostbite is kind of the most busted spell in this game. It deals an absurd amount of damage. So in Quest for Glory, using skills and spells trains them. So whenever we have a free moment, we're not going to forget to talk to Wolfie this time. Get the painting, get only 2 amphora. Oops. I've done that before. And so this is why we aggroed the guards. They run to us. We don't have to run all the way to them. Later on in the game, they'll actually be really close to the entrance when we enter that map, and that's just really convenient. Yeah, it's interesting that's 623 for that first part. So did that really not save all that much time in the end? Tests are required. Show Merrick the map here, or the painting. Get the pizza, get the brazier, blank the key. We buy the poison cure pills first because we want those to auto slot in our inventory. Pick a peck of pickled peppers. Alright, we need Trigger. Trigger goes on top of Levitate. Okay. Good. Yeah, that was definitely awkward. I just mean that, like, I've just sort of been making changes because I've felt like they're probably faster, but I cannot definitively say that because I've tried whenever I've made changes, I've tried to time them, but all the changes to the first area of the game are rather difficult to time. So I have to kind of just do full runs in order to check whether or not it's faster. All right, we're going to watch the clock. I think this is going to be okay. All right, I'm pretty sure that 29 minutes in game time is enough time. I believe I usually get it in about 20 to 22. So, because we do not want the clock to run over to 11 o'clock. Because we're going to teleport back to the inn, and the innkeeper goes to bed at 11 o'clock. So we need to be back in time before that happens. But I think we're fine. Good. Probably didn't need to run up that close to him. That's okay. What are we blanking? That? Maybe that. That might not have been right. Yeah, we had plenty of time to spare. So I could probably cut that as close as click Q. Good, okay. That will be ready for us later on in the run. So I could probably cut that closer then. But, I mean, if it goes less well, then it's really bad. It's a decent chunk of time lost if you can't give the sheets to On when you make it back from Sifnos, because you're just not going to have a good opportunity to do it later. Perfect. So Fi, you're not gonna know this character. There's that lion tor on the left there. His name's Rakesh. He's a cool guy. We like him. One of our good friends from the series, makes a lot of appearances. Unfortunately, he takes the hit for this assassination attempt. Thankfully, it is faster to give him the poison cure pills. Because if it weren't faster, we wouldn't save him. Because we're speedrunners. Speedrunners are terrible people. Yeah, oh no, Rakesh is a good guy. I mean, literally, he's a paladin. Like, his alignment would be good. What am I doing again? We're going to the gondola. Right? Yeah, we took care of the general. That means we need the spear. And we need Force Bolt. We should also probably train Frostbite at this point. We need the spear. And we need Force Bolt. I think the menuing's only slightly off here, but not terribly so. So this next rite, there is a fearsome Hydra that is on an island somewhere, just not doing anything. But the heroic thing to do is to kill the Hydra, so we're going to do that. It's one of the most RNG sensitive parts of the run, because it's going to depend on some behavior of an ally. This time is a little bit different. I only need to rest until 5. The weird menuing that I'm doing there is because it takes time for the mouse to move, and I'm waiting for the gondola to move anyway. And so I'd like to minimize how much time I spend in the menu, so I rest only 1 hour at a time by preparing where the mouse is positioned, knowing that it's right over the rest button, then moving up to the 1 hour. We're going to train some more Frostbite here, because again, it's free. We're going to be resting 1 more time before we fly over to Hydra Island, so we're going to recover our mana anyway, and we do need it for the Hydra fight, even though the Hydra is largely immune to magic. This is Science Academy. This series is insane. I'm not going to explain it further than that. This is just the Science Academy. We need to pass a quiz to get in. Thankfully, the quiz is the same every time. We need to make the pizza. I also need wax and feathers. Like I said, this game's insane. We can blank the painting. Every now and then you pause for like a few seconds there before actually going in, and that's kind of annoying.
Yes!
Wax and feathers. Wax, and feathers. And then we have to rest until morning. There's another scientist that appears here during the day that wants a different kind of pizza before he lets you touch anything. That pizza takes longer to make. So we rest until, that's why we rest until night, give him the pepperoni and jalapeno pizza. I guess I assume that, no, they aren't jalapenos. Jalapenos are green. Whatever. There's some kind of pepper. So we're gonna blank the feathers, and the shield. Blank the feathers and the shield. We need to equip the axe, amphora, healing pills, and flame dart. We'll equip the axe first. Axe. Amphora, healing pills. 2 swings is enough. Otherwise, Elso talks to us right in front of the Hydra blowing fire, and that's just a bad time. You can die very easily doing that. We need that goo for later. This game's just chock full of items you have to pick up along the way that you'll want to have later. I think we've got some time to soften up this Hydra head. Yep.
I have taken too much damage. I must heal myself. Excuse me for a moment.
That might be too much. We'll see. Come on. Do it. Do it. There we go. So the wizard has to burn the heads off, and Elsa kind of has to do the finishing blow that chops off the head. That's technically not true, but the problem is you can only burn the Hydra head from the front. And so... Oh,
I have taken
okay,
too
good.
much damage.
I actually needed some time there, so it's okay that Elsa needed to heal. But yeah, there are kind of two roles in this fight. You can either chop the heads off or you can cauterize the stump. The wizard has to cauterize the stump, so we have to count on Elsa to cut the head off, because otherwise we cut the head off, but there's not enough time to run all the way back around and burn the head before it's all blank, blank. A lot of optimizing menuing in this game is making sure that inventory slots are empty, so that when you gain new items, they are in your quick bar and easily accessible. Yes, I am giving those to you. I'm a nice guy. Trigger. That's not what we wanted. We want that. Oh my god. I don't remember what that was. That's okay. Our menu is about to change quite a bit here. We only want to pick up the rope. And then we teleport back. We just want to rest. Oops. Oh, shoot. Alright, that's fine. The sheets are done, so we need to step out here and grab them before we actually go to sleep. Normally you have to head back to the Hall of Kings to finish a rite, but because we gave the teeth to Elsa, the rite's going to auto-finish for us. And so if we go to bed, the guards will come get us and say, "Hey, Elsa beat you." And we're like, "Oh no." Well, at least we were fast. Yeah. Lost a little bit of time there. But that's okay. Yeah, very nice of them not to stab me with spears. I guess they must be different guards. So yeah, the first three rites are relatively intense, just in terms of number of actions you have to manage, items you have to juggle. Things are going to get just a little more relaxed now. So this next rite is the Rite of Destiny. We just need to go visit the Oracle. Problem is the Oracle is all the way on the northwest. She's very far away. So we need to build an airship to get there. We can't use the wings, because like Icarus, our wings melted off because we flew too close to the sun. So we need to build an airship instead. Luckily, we have the exact items we need to do just that. I think we can safely take trigger off. We'll take that off. Take the scales off. And I'll worry about the rest once we're on the gondola. I guess I can preload some of them now. So we have the rope, we need the sheets, we need the goo, and the brazier. Wait a second, I think that just... yeah, that just went over the rope. We'll blank force bolt here and put the rope there. Put the rope back, okay. And then we'll do the thing where we... because we want to keep everything else on our bar, once I put the first 4 items on the airship, I will put the tinderbox on, because that's the last item we need to light the brazier and send ourselves off to space. Again? I don't know what causes that to happen, but it's definitely annoying. I've thankfully never had it... No, I have had it soft lock once. Thank you for not saying that before me going through the doorway, by the way. I'm sure that wouldn't have jinxed it at all. Alright, so sheets go on. Rope, brazier, goo, tinderbox. And then we Northwest Passage again, because the world map glitch still works on the airship. That's nice. And this flight is something like 10 to 12 seconds faster, minus however long it takes you to restart the game, to save and restart the game. Yeah, I kind of get what Dark Armus is saying about calling this the hardest game. There's just like that right there. If you click the drachmas on the fountain, most of the time your hero will just walk toward it and you lose control of your hero. So you want to run as close to the fountain as you can, and then toss the drachmas in. And it's just weird. There's just lots of little weird stuff when controlling the game that just makes it a very strange game to speedrun. So this is an awkward thing that can happen. They're all standing directly behind me, and that makes it hard to click on them. Training. Frostbite is going to be used to kill the dragon at the end, and we want our magic and our frostbite to be as high as possible. There's nothing else to do. Oh, not going to forget to work out. It's just kind of free. Like, there's no reason not to. We get a free heal when we return to the Hall of Kings, and so it's just worth it. We need the open spell here. And we forgot to run out. That's okay. And we're going to glitch again here. Yeah, free training. Oh, no! Whoops. Oh, come on, don't get stuck again. Yes, this game is strange. It's got some weirdness to it. So, the goal of this rite is to face our fears, go into Hades, and collect water from the river Styx. So this is just this ritual you have to do in order to open the door to Hades. We are going to, of course, have to face Cerberus, but I don't like looking at his face, and so I'm just not going to face Cerberus, and we're just going to moonwalk into Hades, and that just skips having to deal with Cerberus. From the other side of the river? No, it has to be one side. Actually, I'm not going to say definitively. I think it's supposed to be one side and then the other. Uh-oh. I think that's still fine. Nope. Yeah, we're still fine. That's fine. We got past the barrier there. Just took an extra second. But yeah, the scene where Cerberus comes out, you're walking into the doorway and then you walk backwards because, oh no, this big three-headed dog's coming at me. But if you're facing backwards when you enter the trigger zone, you still walk backwards, which causes you to walk through the collision that stops you from getting in until you've dealt with Cerberus. So that's a neat little exploit. Jump down. Hope we don't die. It's Cerberus, not Medusa. Oh, yeah, sure. I still don't want to look at him. I looked away for a second. Those veins are scary. It's basically frostbite, right? Except fire damage instead of ice damage, so it is also terrifying. Yeah, red frostbite. Flame bite. Doesn't have the same ring to it. So, Phi, to continue to explain this to you, this used to be The least interesting part of the run, it's like 5 minutes total or something. It's horrendous. But thankfully, that exploit we used near the start of the game works here. And so we're going to use it to skip out of Hades, because normally we'd have another 3.5 minutes of jogging to do. Trigger a random encounter. And we get out of Hades. The game normally doesn't let you leave even though you've gotten what you've come for. Which is really frustrating. There's another thing that you have to do, but by storing the random encounter from a different save, and then bringing it over to that one, it triggers a random encounter, and then we can just magnet back to the end. And then we don't have to do whatever else we were supposed to do in Hades. Hello, Bumble Steps. Can the cone from Flamebite also get you in the pause menu? Probably. My guess is it probably can, because it likely has the same code driving it as Frostbite. They took the bait. They thought it was Styx water. Alright, next rite. Rite of Peace. There are some Tritons underwater, I guess, and we need a peace treaty with them, so we're gonna go talk to them. They're gonna agree to peace. No terms. We're just gonna agree to peace. Sadly, the least interesting of the rites, I would say. But what are you going to do? Rent a boat from Andre again. That's what you're going to do. Yeah, the guard stab, it is hilarious. It is a fantastic, like, on all accounts, it saves time, it looks hilarious, easy to execute. The only one thing is that when you're starting the second rite, you have to make sure you don't take damage or you lose time when you go talk to Celine. But otherwise, it is just chef's kiss. I don't even care that it probably doesn't save as much time as Soul Yeet. But it's hard to beat Soul Yeet because that's just 3.5 minutes. So one of the things that you're supposed to get from Hades, from the other thing that you do there, is you get an Amulet of Underwater Breathing. So this is just a little bit more nervous because we can't breathe underwater. But that's okay. We're going to be fast at this. I can try to glitch through these Tritons. Yep. Come on, do it. Yes, excellent. I'm decently consistent at that. It's just if you position yourself right at the top of the pipes and just kind of mash click, after a few seconds you just click through. And then you don't have to deal with them. And this is autopilot. You just click open on the gates while holding forward, and then once you cast the spell, you just automatically approach there. I've never had the Remora eat me en route, so hopefully that never happens. This is where you joined. Yep, we've come full circle. We've done so much in the interim. Almost nostalgic. I recall those halcyon days when I was working on a much worse run. I'll have one pill. Holding your breath that long is pretty exhausting. Should probably be thankful this isn't any more involved, yeah. I mean, I assumed that there was probably something that you were supposed to do for the Triton Queen, and they just ran out of time. Because that's how game development works. You just run out of time. Alright. We got some time back there.
The people of it,
That was weird. It was like my spacebar was locked. I'm getting Quest for Glory 2 VGA vibes. That game also locks your spacebar. Alright, final rite. Rite of Justice. Remember when I told you there was an assassin? Killed the king? Time for us to deal with that assassin. I have one more blank than I normally do. I wonder what I did differently. Time for a little more frostbite training here. Bruno won't appear until I believe 6:30. Oh. And it turns out that Bruno was hired by Minos, who's the sponsor for Elsa. And I guess there's kind of a lot to get into there, so I can't quite explain it. But Minos, he's behind everything. He's the big bad. So we're going to have to go deal with him. Love it, David. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think I do remember the fact that you can give the Triton Queen flowers. But yeah, it's just... You just say, hey, I want peace. And she's like, okay. Fine. Yeah, I have one more blank. This is actually kind of awkward. That's fine. We can just put trigger in the last slot. There we go. Perfect. Alright, focusing again, because Minos is real... This is just... It's just dicey. Things can easily go wrong. I said... I've got the timing of this down, though, so I'm pretty happy with that. He says as he bonks the door. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And you don't have to kill those goons. I just find I generally am more consistent at this room if I do. It's just less likely to be an issue. So, and that's just the way that I generally am. Is I'm prone to using slightly slower but safer strats. Because I'm a coward. Alright, that was decently smooth. Yeah, I'm just thinking from start to finish, that was a pretty darn good Minos. I usually don't do it that well.
I will destroy everything, and you both will die. I hold the prophecy stone in my hand. When it breaks,
I like that, Takanja. Throw it back in his face.
All of Silmaria. If I cannot rule what is rightfully mine,
a little gold might
my
sheath my sword.
You
my frostbite.
Me. No one can stop me. I am your doom.
Let's try to click Minos' corpse here. I believe in myself, I can do it. Nope. Nope. There we go. Thankfully holding enter helps with that a fair bit. Fix the pillar. Fix the pillar. Let's try not to get stuck around the statue here when we loop back around. Nope.
The dragon has got...
Well, this is not going to end up being that much faster than our previous run. I realized I never explained that. As Bumblesteps mentioned earlier, the Frostbite spell still deals damage during the pause menu. That's why we do that there. Just throw a whole bunch of Frostbites and then pause the game before the dragon moves. Decent improvement. I'll take it. 34-13. I'm less embarrassed to submit this one.